Welcome to today's explainer. Today we're diving into a story that honestly has a bit of everything. We're talking cosmic power, profound tragedy, and a sacrifice so incredibly massive that it literally reshaped the heavens. We're looking at the untold sacrifice of Garuda Dev. But right at the center of this epic tale, there's a paradox, something that completely defies logic. Picture this for a second. Imagine conquering the heavens, bringing the gods themselves to their knees, and finally holding the ultimate prize in the universe right there in your mouth. The legendary Amrita, the nectar of immortality, is resting right in his beak. He is literally one gulp away from eternal life. Yet he closes his eyes and doesn't swallow a single drop. I mean, why on earth would anyone walk away from absolute invincibility when they already hold it? Well, let's unravel this mystery together. To really get why he did this, we gotta rewind a bit to a fierce rivalry between two sisters. Their names were Kadru and Vinata, and they were both wives of the revered sage Kashyapa. Now they were each given a boon, basically a cosmic wish. Kadru went straight for overwhelming numbers. She asked for 1,000 venomous, incredibly strong snake sons. But Vinata, she took a totally different approach. She asked for just 2 sons, but she demanded that they be far mightier than all of Kadru's combined. Sage Kashyapa granted both wishes, and the countdown began. Just imagine the sheer scale of this for a moment. 1,000 eggs. Pretty soon, out slither some of the most terrifying serpents in all of mythology. We're talking mighty beings you might have heard of, like Vasuki, Takshak, Sheshnag, and Kalia. Kadru is absolutely reveling in her immense power as the mother of serpents. But for Vinata, things are about to take a really dark turn. See, while Kadru's sons are growing huge, Vinata is just sitting there watching her 2 massive eggs. Days turn into weeks, weeks turn into literally years, and nothing. That anticipation twists into this agonizing psychological torture. Finally, driven by the kind of desperate impatience I think we can all somewhat relate to, Vinata makes a massive, devastating mistake. She breaks open one of her own eggs. And the result is just heartbreaking. Out comes a divine child named Arana. But because she broke the egg prematurely, his body hasn't fully formed. He has no legs. Trembling with rage at his mother's lack of faith, Arana doesn't just leave. He curses Vinata to a life of immense suffering. He warns her she has to wait patiently for the second egg to hatch naturally. Then he flies off to eventually become the charioteer of the sun god. Well, Aruna's curse didn't take long to kick in. Kadru cunningly challenges Vinata to a bet, and through pure deceit, she wins. And the price? A complete loss of freedom. Vinata is forced into slavery. Her life devolves into this daily nightmare of servitude and humiliation, entirely under the control of her sister and 1,000 venomous snakes. But then, the agonizing wait finally ends. The second egg cracks open, and what emerges? Actually, scratch that, it wasn't just a bird. It was a magnificent being radiating divine light. He had the muscular body of a man, these gigantic golden wings of an eagle, and a razor-sharp beak. This was the immensely powerful Garuda Dev, and he was born straight into the chains of his mother's slavery. Can you imagine the absolute shock? A being of boundless, universe-shaking power opens his eyes for the first time, only to see his mother scrubbing floors for serpents. It completely shattered Garuda's heart. But that deep pain? It instantly transmuted into a blazing, uncontainable fury. He makes an unbreakable vow right then and there. He is going to shatter her chains no matter what it takes. But he doesn't just blindly attack. He channels all that fury, marches directly up to Kadru and her 1,000 sons, and demands answers with a voice like absolute thunder. He says, "Tell me, what must I do to free my mother from this slavery?" He is ready to pay literally any price they could possibly name. So Kadru smiles with this deceitful malice, and she basically gives him a suicide mission. The ransom? He has to invade the heavens, defeat the entire pantheon of gods single-handedly, and bring back the Amrit Kalash, the sacred pot containing the nectar of immortality. I mean, it's an absolutely absurd demand. It's meant to ensure Vinata stays enslaved forever. But check out the profound contrast in this next moment. Before taking off on what is essentially the most violent mission in the cosmos, This supreme warrior doesn't flex his muscles. He doesn't boast. He simply kneels. He humbles himself right at his enslaved mother's feet to get her blessings, and only then does he launch himself toward the realm of the gods. What happens next is just absolute dominance. Garuda crashes into the heavenly defenses like a meteor, just swatting away deity after deity. Imagine the sheer absurdity of one single being taking on the entire pantheon and winning effortlessly. Lord Indra, the king of heaven, hurls his ultimate weapon, the Vajra, directly at Garuda. And amazingly, it does nothing. Literally, zero effect. He is completely unstoppable. Standing there, completely undefeated among the fallen deities, Garuda just reaches out and snatches his prize right from under their noses. Holding the Amrit Kalash, the very liquid guaranteeing eternal life, he takes to the skies. Against all possible odds, he actually achieved the impossible.
Okay, but here's where it gets really interesting. On his flight back, Lord Vishnu, the supreme protector of the universe, intercepts him. Now, Vishnu isn't there to fight. He's just utterly bewildered. He realizes that Garuda literally has the nectar of immortality sitting in his beak, yet he hasn't swallowed a single drop. Vishnu just has to ask him why.
And this brings us right back to our opening mystery. Garuda's answer is stunningly simple. He says, "I am not taking this nectar for myself, but to free my mother." He has absolutely no desire for eternal life. His singular driving force is matra bhakti, pure, selfless devotion. At the end of the day, he's just a son trying to break his mother's chains. Lord Vishnu is profoundly moved by this. Think about it. To possess ultimate power and willingly refuse it for the sake of a parent, that is the highest form of purity. Touched by this, Vishnu literally rewrites the rules of divine justice. Right then and there, he blesses Garuda with immortality, without Garuda ever needing to drink a single drop of the Amrit. And rewards don't even stop there. Vishnu offers him the ultimate honor. He decrees that Garuda will become his eternal Vahana, his divine mount. Overflowing with joy, Garuda accepts. But wait a minute, there's still the matter of 1,000 venomous snakes waiting for their nectar back home. So here is the brilliant, divine twist that Vishnu orchestrated. Step 1, Garuda delivers the Amrit to the snakes. Step 2, exactly as promised, his mother is instantly freed. But here is the catch. Vishnu instructed Garuda to tell the snakes they must purify themselves by bathing first. So, the snakes eagerly slither away to the river, and the literal second they leave, Lord Indra swoops down and snatches the Amrit right back to heaven. Mom is freed, and the wicked snakes get absolutely nothing. Talk about karma. It's honestly a masterclass in divine strategy and cosmic justice. Garuda's willingness to reject ultimate power for his mother didn't just win her freedom, it elevated him to sit beside God for eternity. And you know, it leaves us with a pretty profound question. When it comes down to it, what are we willing to give up? What would you sacrifice for your family? Take a moment to reflect on that. Keep learning, keep questioning, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.